Oh, we are back, baby. This is week 5 of 9 of training, and if you're on this journey with us, let us know how it's going. We're really interested to know. But if you're not on this journey with us and you're just watching this video to pick up some tips, then let me guarantee you there will be plenty. There will be some sessions for you to do. There will be some chat about why we're doing them and what other things that we might be able to do in the week. We'll talk about how to adapt your sessions to best suit your specific ability and lots more. That's kind of like a catch-all, isn't it? Lots more. People say lots more just to hook you in. Are you hooked in? If you are, then maybe press this thing here. Good, let's get going. Now, week 5 is the first week of the second block. So of course we've done 3 weeks of training building to a recovery week. That's the first 4 weeks. And then week 5 is the first week after a recovery week where we just crank up the volume a little bit. So we push it a little bit. And we do that in terms of volume in our sessions, both the intense track sessions and the longer base runs. And we're gonna, again, in each of those sessions, we're gonna show you how to adapt it to suit you. And it doesn't matter, you don't have to be training for 10K or half marathon. Could be 5K, could be marathon. This can be applicable for everybody. So session 1, Tuesday, we got ourselves to the track and we did 400 repeats. And we increased the amount of 400 repeats we did. Do you know what? Let me explain, but let me just say, whoa, that was hard.
Just doing my warm-up for our track Tuesday session. Tonight it's 400 repeats again, and I'm going for 9. Did 7 last time, so stepping it up. And the aim again is consistency of pace and holding it for 9 laps.
As the session turned out, Mary absolutely nailed it, and she was able to get gradually faster by the last 2 reps. Only slightly, but enough to know that she'd been consistent and paced it right. I, on the other hand, endured a sufferfest of incorrect pacing. Went out way too hard, and by the 6th rep I thought I might actually perish. I managed to convince the body to get to 10 reps, but then conveniently blamed the rain that never arrived for not achieving 12. In truth, I got it wrong. I felt like a hot turd, but I convinced myself 10 was better than none. Speed and miles in the bank. Lesson learned. You know, part of the process, part of this process, part of the reason that we train is to get it wrong. And that sounds completely ridiculous, but it is. Get it wrong in training. Don't worry about it, because you learn something every time and you can get it right in your races. And clearly, I got it very wrong. It was pretty brutal. And that leads us on to Thursday, where Mary and I did separate sessions, but we pushed on just that little bit in each of ours. I'll let us explain.
Thursday morning, it's run club time. So this week I'm extending my distance a little bit because this block is all about building. So instead of my usual 5k, taking it up to 7 this morning. This is still a base and fitness building run, so keeping it nice and steady and heart rate in zone 2. That's why it's good to get out early before the heat of the day arrives. The good news is we're 5 weeks in and really feeling the benefits of this program. My fitness is improving, and it's just through the consistency and hitting 4 sessions a week. I've come back from the recovery week feeling good and itching to go. So I'm looking forward to every run now and just really enjoying it, which is what it's all about.
And whilst Mary chose to do her 7 kilometres in the morning, I chose to do my run in the evening and had quite a pleasant surprise. Well, this is a rare treat on my Thursday longer base run. Look at who I've got with me. Hi! Mary decided she would come out. Mary decided she'd come out with me. We're channeling our inner Ben and Sarah. keeping this one easy and breezy. So it's 10 kilometers in my base zone, just cruising along, getting the miles in. This is the same distance that I did on the week before the recovery week. So I always just jump back in there and build because I'm in no rush. It's just harder keeping it in zone 2 in this type of heat. Gotta be honest, I actually feel really good. I didn't think I would at the start of this run, but it's amazing what a recovery week does for you. So yeah, definitely justified putting it there. So you can see by this stage, it's really starting to click for the both of us. We're really feeling the benefits of the consistency, and we're really feeling like we're getting faster and the runs are becoming better each time. So I'd be really interested to know if that's the same with you, if you're following along on this plan. Is it starting to click yet? Because it does click at different times, but for us, week 5 was when we really first noticed it. Which takes us to Saturday, which of course usually would be our shorter recovery run, but because of necessity, Winnie's birthday, we had to change it all up. So we did our long run on Saturday. We drove to Thammasat University and smashed out 17 kilometers in the heat, but we're really proud of it, and this is how it went. So we woke up at 5 AM and drove to the university campus to make sure that we had enough time to get a good run in before the heat of the day. And this run was all about easy zone 2, just ticking the kilometers off, not letting the heart rate drift upwards and keeping the fueling and hydration on point. We found a nice loop of just under 6 kilometers and we ran it 3 times. And we made sure that we could chat easily and we took our time. Now, long runs can vary depending on your experience level. So if you're doing a 10K for the first time and you're following this plan, then you want to be at around 7 kilometers for this long run. And if it's your first half marathon, then you probably need to be around 15 kilometers at this stage. And we only did more because we've raced half marathons before. And what a belter of a run it was as well. That was a huge confidence builder, like really knowing that we'll be able to run the half marathons that we're doing in Bangkok. Mary's running a 10K in between time and I'm running a half marathon before that as well. It gave us the confidence to know we reckon we're going to be able to do it, which led us to Sunday. Okay, real talk. I should have been doing the same as Mary. I should have been out on my recovery run with her, but she's doing the 5K and I'm cycling, and I'll tell you why. So this was meant to be 5K recovery for both of us, but I bailed out and said that I would come with Mary on the bike because I'm starting to find just a really, really early warning sign in my ankle and Achilles. Things are just getting a little bit stiffer. And you know, for me, over the last few years, I would have ignored them and I would have ploughed on. And actually what I've learned is that these are the earliest warning signs. The things that you can take heed of to stop the stiffness turning into pain, turning into injury, because that's just the way it goes. Stiffness is the first sign. So I am recovering. I'm spinning out and letting Mary do the running. So Mary, here's a question for you. How have you found the first week in your second block?
Really good. I've had a great week. I've loved every session. Actually, the first one was probably the hardest, like getting back into it on the track. I didn't feel that pingy. Is that a word?
Yeah, sure.
But the last 3 runs have just been lovely. I feel like I'm acclimatising. I feel like I'm getting my fitness back. And yeah, the consistency is just paying off.
Good. Thanks for the report. Well done, good session.
Thanks.
Another 5K banked and another week banked. So that is week 5 all done.
Yeah, 2 more weeks in the building block.
Yep.
I'm down with it.
And then a taper. Ready to race.
Yeah.
Well done. Let's go. Let's go eat breakfast.
Coffee.
And as you can see, I prioritised my long-term training. Sunday was going to be a recovery run anyway, so I just thought, why do it? Why push myself when my legs are a little bit stiff, my Achilles are beginning to feel it? I thought, back away and I'll just cycle next to Mary, and I think I did make the right decision. As frustrating as it was at the time, It was more about long term for me. So if you've watched this video that I'll link above here about how many days that you should run per week, and it's a guide, then you'll know that you also have to invest in strength and conditioning, which we have been doing and we have been prioritizing. So I've been doing about an hour, just over an hour's strength and conditioning a week, and Mary's been starting to do some 20-minute HIIT workouts once or twice a week as well. So we're not neglecting it, we're just not including it in here, but I need you to know it, and you can see it from my training peaks. And where do we go from here? Well, the build continues. We've got 2 more weeks of building before we do a taper to get us ready for the race, but next week we're ramping it up even more. Harder sessions on the track, slightly longer runs at the weekends, and just in general a gradual build to get us to where we need to be. So that's it. 4 runs for Mary, 3 runs for me, strength and conditioning and swimming for me, strength and conditioning for Mary, and we're ticking along nicely. Race season is around the corner. We have signed up for some beauties and I cannot wait to bring you those. We're running a half marathon in Bangkok starting at 2 AM to beat the heat. So we have to come up with a plan for that. And one last thing, what keeps us going genuinely is your interaction, telling us about your journeys, keeping us informed of the races that you're doing on Instagram or on Strava or on our Facebook group or here in the comments on YouTube. Keep interacting because we're all about community and we absolutely love it, and we love being part of your journey as much as we love you being part of our journey. We're all just a bunch of mess-haps. Okay, that's it. That's all I got for this week. We'll see you Sunday. Now just get up, get out, get it.